Start with breaking news tonight. 30 years after President Clinton answered questions over an inappropriate relationship, well, he had to do it again. Today, in his hometown of Chappaqua, New York, Clinton had to answer for his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and questions about the young women Epstein allegedly trafficked to the world's rich and powerful. And this picture here says it all. A president impeached over a sordid sexual affair with an intern still shows selective amnesia when it comes to, well, my mom is watching, so I will say when it comes to matters of the heart. Also tonight, we could be on the verge of a war with Iran. Yes, we have said that before, but everything we have heard today makes the possibility of a strike happening this weekend look possible, maybe even likely. Tonight, Robert Sherman on the ground in Israel with a buildup of American military assets that point to war. Libby Dean at the White House on a president who says he is not happy with Iran. Brigadier General John Teichert, former retired Navy Captain Brent Sadler on how long the American military can keep up this aggressive tempo. But first, Bill Clinton. Today, the Epstein boulder that we've been telling you about rolling downhill smacked right into a former president of the United States. Clinton faced 6 hours of grilling over the Epstein files today. 6 hours of questioning that taught us something we all already knew. Bill Clinton always seems to have a foggy memory when asked about the women in his life. For example, Clinton was asked about a picture in the files showing him in a hot tub with a woman whose face has been redacted. Clinton said he didn't know who the woman was. But, and this may sound very familiar to every American alive in 1998, he claims he knows that he did not have sex with her. And we do not have video of the exchange. This deposition was videotaped, but the videotape has not been released. And there were a lot of contentious moments, we understand, today. So we have used artificial intelligence, the technology of 2026, to reproduce some of Bill Clinton's testimony.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The statement that there was no sex of any kind, in any manner, shape, or form with President Clinton was an utterly false statement. Is that correct?
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is. Yes. But in this deposition, Mr. Bittman, I was doing my best to be truthful. I was not trying to be particularly helpful to them.
Forgive me. All right, guys. I'm being told that that was not AI. That really was President Clinton in 1998, for all of us who remember. We do know that House Oversight Chair Jim Comer and his GOP colleagues appeared satisfied with the former president's testimony.
Ranking Member Garcia asked President Clinton, quote, should President Trump be called to answer questions from this committee? And President Clinton said, that's for you to decide. And the president went on to say that the president, Trump, has never said anything to me to make me think he was involved, and he met with Epstein.
At some point, this madness should end. The case should be closed, but it is not. Today's deposition led to the inevitable from Democrats. Our guy, meaning Clinton, answered questions. Now, Democrats say it is time for your guy.
We are now asking and demanding that President Trump officially come in and testify in front of the Oversight Committee.
We have to look to the most powerful person in the United States and the world, which is President Donald Trump.
Before this, we had the Trump rule. Now we have the Clinton rule, which is that presidents and their families have to testify when Congress issues a subpoena.
I hate to break it to the congressman. It's a little different when it's a former president versus sitting president. There's that thing called separation of powers. But, well, never let the Constitution get in the way of a good soundbite.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.